You know, in Philippines, a half-human, half-snake creature is said to live under a famous mall known as Robinson's Galleria. In the 1980s, when Robinson's Galleria Mall was built in Ortigas, a terrifying story began to spread. The owner, John Gokongwei, was said to have twin daughters. One was a normal girl named Rabina, but the other, Karen, was born in 1983 with the lower body of a giant snake. To hide the family's shame, they built a secret basement under the mall where Karen could live. Rumors spread in the 1990s that Karen only ate one thing: young women. Shoppers whispered that certain dressing rooms had hidden trapdoors. If Karen chose you, the floor would suddenly open, dropping you into the basement. There, the half-human, half-snake creature waited to feed. She never touched animals or food, only young women. And some families claimed their daughters vanished inside the mall. Mall officials always denied the story, but guards and workers told the same tale in secret. This story is from Philippines. Comment your country, and I will make a story from there. This man's ice cream shop was legendary. His secret ingredient? Unspeakable. In the 1980s, the late 1980s, the small coastal town of Seabreeze, California, had a legendary ice cream parlor called Frosty's Delight, owned by a quirky man everyone knew as Jolly Jimmy. Jimmy wasn't just a shop owner. He was a local celebrity. He'd once appeared as an extra in a music video for a rock band, and his goofy catchphrase, "One scoop and you'll never stop," was painted on the shop's windows. But it wasn't just the slogans that kept people coming back. The ice cream itself had something unusual about it. Customers came back again and again, sometimes multiple times a day. One evening, a local food inspector decided to see what the fuss was about. Dressed as a regular tourist, he ordered a plain vanilla cone. To his shock, it cost $59. He hesitated, but paid anyway. The ice cream was rich and delicious, though he couldn't figure out what made it special. That night, the inspector woke up with a powerful craving. By 2 a.m., he was already on the road, driving back to Frosty's Delight. When he got there, the shop was closed, but in the alley behind it, he spotted Jolly Jimmy speaking with a shadowy figure beside the dumpsters. The inspector crouched quietly, watching, until his stomach growled loud enough to echo in the night. Both men froze, then slowly they turned and stared straight at him. The inspector realized he had just uncovered something he was never supposed to see. If you see a boy on a red tricycle, don't wave, don't smile, and whatever you do, never take the snow globes. It was late September, just after 9 p.m. I was walking home when I heard the squeak of a tricycle behind me. A boy, maybe 10 years old, rode past and stopped at the corner. Pale skin, messy black hair, old sweater. In the tricycle's basket were snow globes, maybe a dozen, no price, no sign. "You want one?" he asked quietly. I almost said no, but one globe caught my eye. It had a tiny house inside, my house, same porch, same mailbox. Even the light in my bedroom window was on. I asked how he made it. He just smiled. "They're always right." I gave him $1. He handed it to me and pedaled away without looking back. That night, I stared at the globe. The little light in the window flickered. Then, inside, I saw a tiny figure, moving. It looked like me, sleeping. Around 3 a.m., I woke to a sound. The squeak of a tricycle, right outside my window. I looked out. The boy's tricycle was there. When I turned back, I saw him. The boy was standing in the corner of my room, smiling. "My name is Emily, and this happened on Halloween night in Ohio, when I was completely alone. My parents were in another city, so it was just me in the house. Around 9 p.m., I heard something outside. When I opened the front door, I saw a trail of candy on the ground. It started from my porch and went toward the back of the house. I thought maybe some kids were playing a prank, so I followed it. The last candy was near the far corner of the yard, where the light didn't reach. I bent down to pick it up, and that's when I saw him. A boy was standing there, wearing dirty clothes and a rotting pumpkin on his head. The carved grin looked wrong, too wide, too sharp. He didn't say a word. He just tilted his head and stepped toward me. That's when I realized the candy wasn't a trick for kids. was bait, and I was the one he was hunting. Guys, let me know if you want the second part of this story, and also suggest me some name that I can use for upcoming stories. Have you ever seen a Walmart in the middle of the forest at night? I still don't understand what happened that night. My friend and I were walking through the forest, taking a shortcut, when we saw bright lights between the trees. We followed them and found a Walmart. In the middle of nowhere, the doors slid open. The shelves were stocked. The lights hummed overhead, but there wasn't a single person inside. At first, we joked about it. Then, a shopping cart rolled past us, completely on its own. I heard whispers from the next aisle, but when I looked, it was empty. The air turned icy cold. I picked up a cereal box. The design looked decades old, and the cardboard felt soft, almost damp. My friend swore she saw a shadow glide across the far end of an aisle. Then the speakers crackled. A distorted voice said, "One of you can't leave." Panic hit us, and we ran for the doors. They were locked. We shoved until they finally opened, and bolted outside into a silent, empty field. But when I looked back, my friend was gone. Guys, I need to know, how scary is this on a scale of 1 to 10? We made the best hot dogs in town, but no one ever asked where the meat came from. In 1978, in the quiet town of Everton, Ohio, a man named Calvin Briggs ran a popular hot dog shop near Jefferson Avenue. His hot dogs were famous. People called them the best in the state. No one knew his secret recipe, and Calvin never told. Families lined up daily, and Calvin always greeted them with a big smile. He'd laugh with kids and talk sports with the dads. But something strange happened. Several men who went for just one more hot dog never came home. At first, Calvin acted innocent. "I'm just a guy with a grill," he told police, but suspicion grew. When officers searched his farmhouse, they found a hidden steel door leading to a large underground room. Inside was a full-sized basketball court and a massive industrial incinerator. Next to it, piles of men's clothes. 2 days later, they found Calvin hiding in an old silo. When asked where the missing men were, he just grinned and whispered, "I play to win." Then, without warning, he sprinted into the flames of the old furnace. Congratulations, you've been hired as the night guard at Jurassic World. Your shift runs from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., and once midnight strikes, you are alone with the dinosaurs. Follow these essential rules to ensure your safety. Rule number 1. If you hear the distant roar of a T-Rex, do not leave the control room. Stay put and monitor the cameras until the sounds fade. Rule number 2. If the lights around the raptor enclosure start flickering at 2 a.m., do not attempt to fix them. Turn up the radio. Rule number 3. At exactly 3:14 a.m., if a feeding schedule prints out, do not read it. Just tear it off and place it under the desk. Rule number 4. If you see someone in an outdated Jurassic World uniform near the Indominus paddock, avoid eye contact and head to the emergency bunker for 3 minutes. If someone gave you $1 million, would you do the night shift here? Do you know in Italy there's a witch with legs so long she walks over rivers? This legend began in 1678 when a woman named Morella was accused of witchcraft after several children mysteriously disappeared. The villagers chased her into the forest and she vanished, but it's said she made a deal with the dark spirits. Her body twisted, her legs stretched long and spider-like, cursed to walk the earth only at night. One foggy night in October 1996, Luca dared to cross the bridge alone. At first, it was silent. Then came the soft tapping, tap, 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 like long nails on stone. He turned, and there she stood, taller than any human, legs bent backward, face hidden under dark gray hair. Frozen in fear, he tried to run, but his legs wouldn't move. The next morning, Luca was found on the other side of the bridge, and his eyes wide open, never blinking again.